Here are the video solutions for NCFE Functional Skills Maths Level 1. This is Section A, which is the non-calculator section, and this is from practice paper number 2. So let's get started. Question number 1, all we need to do is calculate the value of 40 squared. Now 40 squared, that means 40 multiplied by 40. So for this question I would just do 4 times by 4, which is 16, and then put the 2 zeros back in, so 1600. Part B even, we've got this frame which is 0.7 by 0.7, so the area is going to be 0.7 multiplied by 0.7. So when I'm coaching my students, I normally tell them with decimals, pretend they're not decimals, so first of all do 7 times by 7, which is 49. So 0.7 times 0.7 is going to feature the digits 4 and 9. What we need to do is, in this question, ask yourself, how many numbers do you see after a decimal point? Well, there's one there, and there's another one there. So in total, 2 digits come after a decimal point. So therefore, we need to make sure that the answer has 2 digits after a decimal point. So the decimal point needs to go there. So 0.49, we just need a 0 in front of it. So that is 0.49 square meters. Okay, round your answer to 1b, so I'm going to call 0.49, that is approximately 0.5 square meters. Estimate the number of frames that will fit into the field with no overlap. So we know that the field, this is the area of the field, 1600. So how many 0.5s go into 1600? So 1600 divided by 0.5. So a couple of ways you could deal with this. First of all, 0.5 is a half, so 1600 divided by 1/2. And remember that when you're dividing by a fraction, you turn it into multiplication and you flip the fraction. And 2 over 1, that is the same as 2. 2 times 16 is 32. Put the 2 zeros back in. Alternatively, when you don't want to divide by a decimal, but if I multiply both of these numbers by 10, I'm going to get 16,000 divided by 5, and now I can just use the bus stop method, and again I'll get the same answer, 3,200. 1600 divided by 0.5 is exactly the same as 16,000 divided by 5. Part D. So the first thing I'm going to do is work out the mean number of plants per frame. So we can see that there are 12, so it's going to be the total divided by 12. Now the total is 4 plus 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 24, 25, 26, plus 4, 30. So 30 divided by 12, and I'm just going to simplify the division. That is the same as 15 divided by 6, just halving the numbers, and dividing through by 3. That is the same as 5 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So that is our mean. Okay, now the number of frames that will fit into the field I've already worked out. This is the number of frames, 3,200. So 3,200 multiplied by 2.5. So what I would do here is just do 3,200 times by 2, and 0.5 is a half. So what is a half of 3,200? And then just add these two values together. 32 times 2 is 64. Put the 2 zeros back in. A half of 32 is 16. So a half of 3,200 is 1,600. And add these two together. 0, 0. 10, carry the 1, 6, 7, 8, so 8,000. Okay, write 5% as a decimal. So to go from a percentage to a decimal, we divide by 100. So what is 5 divided by 100? So when we're dividing by 100, we're moving the decimal point 2 positions, but there is no decimal point. So let's write 5 as 5.0. Now we're going to be making 5 smaller because we're dividing it by 100, so the decimal point will move to the left. But it's not really obvious where it's going to end up, so if I just chuck a few zeros in front of the 5, now it's easy to see where the decimal point is going to go. It's going to go there, and hopefully you can appreciate that that 0 didn't need to be added. So the answer is 0.05. Okay, so how many square miles of wildflower meadow remained in the UK in 2017? So I've not really read a lot of these questions thoroughly. I've just focused on the actual maths we need to do. So we know that in the 1930s there was 12,500 and now there's only 5%. So all we need to do is work out 5% of, what was the figure? It was 12,500. That is the question. So let's work out 10%. 10% of 12,500, that's nice and easy, that is 1250. 10% is a tenth, so divide this by 10, chop off a 0. So if 10% is this amount, then 5% is going to be half of that amount, because 5% is half of 10. So all I need to do is divide 1,250 by 2. So do a little bus stop if you need to. 1250. 1 divided by 2 can't be done. Slide the 1 across. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 5 divided by 2 is 2 with a remainder of 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that is 625 square miles. And that is the end of section A.